Okay, so this video is for real estate agents in the Atlanta metro area. I want to show you some things that I'm seeing in the market. And I know there's a lot of information that you have access to online, on social media and other media outlets. And agents are telling me about their concerns about the market. I'm going to show you what I'm seeing and the opportunity we have as agents to really serve the public and help them in a big way right now. So, you've seen these headlines. I'm just going to point out a few of them. Here's an interesting one. Home listings suddenly jump as sellers worry they may miss out on the red hot housing market. Yeah, I think the market will not be as hot as it was for the past 2 years, especially compared to last year. It was overheated market and obviously a seller's market. I believe it's going to continue to be a seller's market, and I'm going to show you why. But here's from National Association of Realtors: existing home sales retract 2.4% in April. Sale of newly built homes tumbled over 16% in April, while prices soared. Signs are pointing to a slowdown in the housing market. Pending home sales fall for the 6th straight month. New home sales down 16%. Rising mortgage rates starting to affect residential housing market. So you've seen all these things, and I want to take a little bit of a deep dive into what's happening in the Atlanta market. So the graphs I'm going to show you is for the entire Atlanta market from the FMLS, the first multiple listing service that we use here. We also use the Georgia MLS, but I'm just focusing on the Atlanta area and the statistics in FMLS for this video. So we all know the housing prices have skyrocketed over the last couple of years, but this trend is began in 2012 when the market hit bottom, and it's been going up ever since. And of course, since coronavirus, January of 21 especially, prices have really price increases have accelerated dramatically, as you can see on this chart. So this graph goes from 2009 to April of 2022. So there's a lot of data in these charts. So sales prices are up, new listings. This is a really important chart to get your head into. Again, it shows from 2009 to 2022, and these are the number of listings on a month-by-month basis. And you can see that every year the pattern is very consistent, and this year is not inconsistent compared to previous years. And these high points, for example, March 2010, March 2011, this was a declining market. March 2012, March 2013, May 2014, April, May, and June and July is the top of the number of new listings in 2015. And as the market recovered, so every year it's the summer months between March, April, May, June, and July. As you can see, as I scroll through here, as I point these out, June 2018 was the top, May 2019, here the year of coronavirus, March 2020, and then again, July 2020. Those are the top months, April 2021, and June 2021. So the statistic that is out now is that April 2022, with 11,000 new listings, compared to April 2021, 12,000 new listings. So yes, there's less listings, but it doesn't mean that the market is crashing. And I'm going to show you in a few other charts. This pattern is very normal. The last 2.5 years are just an anomaly that we've been living through since coronavirus. Let's look at the number of homes for sale right now at any given point in time. This is on a month by month from 2012 to this year, 2022, April 2022. The number of homes for sale have plummeted, and it remains low. The number of homes for sale. Here's pending sales. These are sales that are under contract and they're about to close. You guys know that as agents, what a pending sale is. So there's 8,967 pending sales as of April of this year. And last year, there were more. There were 10,220 pending sales. So pending sales is down, but it's not it's not a bad thing or indication of a huge decline, because if you look at the pattern going back over 10 years or longer, we're where we would be if there wasn't an overheated market for the past 2 years. So nothing is out of the ordinary. Closed sales is another one. We see the same pattern. April 2022. Let's see where April of the previous year, right there, April of 2021, there were more closed sales a year ago than there were in April this year. But it's not an anomaly to the whole pattern that we see year over year over year. It's the really high peaks that we had in 2020 and 2021 that make it seem like 2022 is worse than it really is. I mean, it's not a bad market. It's still a very hot seller's market, even though the number of homes that are closing are fewer than the previous 2 years. Here's a statistic: days on the market. So this chart goes back to 2009, again to April of this year. And you could see since the high of February 2022, it took 36 days in the recent past. I mean, 36 days on the market. And now it's 6 days, and it's remained really low, and it still remains low. And that is an imbalanced market. Really, a home should take 20 to 40 days, in my opinion, in this market to be exposed to the market, for it to be a realistic price where buyers have a chance to look at it, make offers in a reasonable amount of time. This whole frenzy that we've experienced, that is what is unreasonable and kind of out of control. The fact that things might be adjusting a little bit is a good change, but the days on the market really it continues to be very low. This next chart is really what I'm going to end with. This is probably the most important chart to keep in mind. This is the month supply of inventory on the market. And you can see this chart goes back to 2012. And you could see it was almost 7 months of inventory when the market was at the bottom, where home prices were very low, and it was a buyer's market. A lot of hedge funds and institutional investors came into the Atlanta area and were buying homes at a very, very low price. Well, of course, we recovered from that. And by 2016, we really fully recovered from that. And there were 4 months of inventory. It dropped to 3 months of inventory in November, December of 2017. And 3 months of inventory is starting to get low. And once we hit under 4 months of inventory, if you remember, if you're in the Atlanta area, new home construction really started at a pretty significant pace and has continued to this day. And 3 months of inventory on the market is pretty low. And then since April 2020, the month supply of inventory just plummeted to 1 month of inventory beginning in February 2021, and it remains there. It went up to 1.5 months of inventory in October of last year. For April, it was 1.2. So if the month of inventory on the market increases, that would be a more balanced market, and home sales may slow down, but with a marketing period of a longer time period and with more supply on the market, there'll be a lot of home sales. And I'm going to go back actually to the closed sales chart. This chart will remain very healthy. And there's a big opportunity for you as a real estate agent to really help the public at this point in time. So it's going to remain a seller's market for a while, but buyers will have more of an opportunity to actually purchase a home, because it's not going to be a red hot market. It's still going to be a hot market for the sellers, and it's still going to be a competitive market for buyers, but they stand a greater chance now of getting properties getting a home under contract compared to what the market has been like. And so this is your opportunity to get listings and to also educate your buyers that this is a really good time to buy a home. And they don't understand this. With the headlines that they're seeing, a lot of buyers are waiting for the market to crash. And I think the acceleration of the price of the increasing prices of homes will slow down, but I don't see the home prices actually going down anytime real soon or a big crash because of the lack of inventory on the market. And so this is your opportunity to educate your clients, your buyers, that this is a good time to buy. Yes, interest rates are low, but they are still historically, interest rates have risen to over 5%, but they are still historically very low when you look at mortgage interest rates going back in history in the United States. And so the interest rate going from 2% to 5% is significant, but is still realistic. And there are opportunities for buyers to get a mortgage and at a home price that is higher than it was obviously 2 years ago. But these home prices are going up between inflation and the lack of inventory. They are not going to crash, I believe. And so if a buyer waits a year, the interest rates are going to be higher and the home prices are going to be higher. So that's why if somebody is waiting, thinking the market's going to crash soon, I think for a couple of years, it's going to take up a couple of years to make up for the real lack of inventory that we have, and to get above 4 or 5 months of inventory from where we are now. I think that's going to take a couple of years. So that's my take on it. It's a great opportunity for you as an agent to seize the day. And when you hear your buyers or people that you associate with in the general public that say things that are inaccurate, I don't want you as an agent to believe the headlines that you see. Now, the headlines are actually true. Home sales are down maybe 10% from last April to this April. So yeah, they're down, but it's not out of the ordinary for these things to go up and down. And you can see from the chart I'm showing, it's up and down all the time. And we haven't reached the peak of what they would be in May, June, and July. And so the next 3 months, we're really going to see, or we'll get May's statistics out here pretty quickly, but what's going to happen in June and July, that's going to be the top of the number of home sales for this year, those 2 months. And so we'll see what happens. I don't think there's going to be a crash. So anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'm going to leave a link in the video notes here. If you want to make an appointment to talk to me, I'll be glad to explain to you how I see this. If you have any questions, if you're a real estate agent in the Atlanta area, give me a call, set up an appointment. I'd be glad to talk to you. Thanks.